Hi, I'm Tokelo Motsepe, and I'm your content expert that is the founder of Afre Digital, a content marketing agency that specializes in helping small business owners, actually all business owners looking to be intentional with building their brands online and connecting with real people and converting them into buyers, or just connecting with people. Our specialty is, building businesses with meaning, with purpose, and being intentional with that. And I love to help entrepreneurs and business owners do just that. What inspired the start of my business was me wanting to do what I love, firstly, and wanting to use my unique skills and talents to serve others, to use what I know and have to help other people do better, be better, and show up um, wherever it is, whether it's online, offline, but not just for me to be great, but to help others be great. My business started with a platform called Afre, which is an online marketplace for brands, for people to find brands made in Africa. And that, again, is just, again, allowing local businesses and brands to reach more people, which again speaks to my talents. And Afro Digital is serving those businesses and helping them show up in a better way. So that's really what inspired me, wanting to do what I love, wanting to use my skills and talents to serve others to be their best selves and to excel and grow and be great. That's it. First one has to be what most people call today self-limiting beliefs. Back in the day, I don't know, it was just not believing in yourself enough. But yeah, so thinking that, firstly, I was very shy growing up. So saying I can't talk to people, I can't put myself out there, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. Those types of thoughts and thinkings and things I would say to myself about myself, I think was the first big challenge I had to work towards overcoming because well, a lot of what I do and how I found I best connect with people is talking to people like this in lives, in stories, in video calls, in consultations. So that was the first biggest challenge. And funny, it's one that many people come to me with, saying they're too scared to show up in their videos to share what it is they have to offer with the world. And the only way around it is to just put yourself out there, as scared as you are, with your hands shaking and your lump in your throat, and you just show up and do one thing, commit to doing one thing consistently for some time. For me, it was showing up every week in my Tuesday talks, on video, pre-recorded initially, and then they went to being live, and now it's a mix of both. But that was the one thing I did, and I've been doing that now for over a year, and they've been quite impactful with connecting with people and with just me growing in how I speak and communicate with people. So that was the first thing. The second was me trying to make everything perfect, which I think most people can relate to as well. We want to put what we're working on building, looking to offer to people in the best way. So we try to make things perfect. And the product that I hope to launch, or I actually did launch, was a membership platform, which completely tanked, by the way. But I spent months just making it perfect, adjusting this, adding that, tweaking this, only to put it out there and find that actually most people don't quite understand. The market isn't quite ready. And I've since learned from that that it's best to just put the simplest version or form of what you want to do out there and get feedback from people so that you can add to what it is you've put out there, but in a way that actually works to serve the people you're looking to help with what you're doing. And then you're making improvements that are aligned with what people actually have said to you and actually want and need versus what you think and assume in your head or with your research that, yeah. So, and then the third and final one, I think, would be just needing to accept that change is a constant that will never stop. Two things that are guaranteed in life are change and death. There's no way you can avoid that. And yeah, so just constant changes in life, in business, and setbacks happening. And learning to not be knocked down or not be too affected or not take those changes and setbacks happening personally, and rather, you know, focusing more on what I can learn from the situation, how I can get back up, adapt, adjust what I'm doing, and just carry on and keep going. Find a new way to do what I wanted to do, and focusing on your vision. Having a vision is the one thing that can help you do that. And yeah, those are some challenges that I faced in my business. What was the question again? Business journey. Yes, my business journey. Look, I listened to a lot of audiobooks and read a lot of books about business while I was working. So I worked a full-time job before actually going full on and starting the business. And so before I was knee deep in books and audiobooks and YouTube videos and all of that. So I knew that starting my own business, though it would give me the freedom to create the life I want to live and wake up to every day, it would also take a hell of a lot more hard work than my job. And I think that's a general misconception most people have. They think they're going to start their own business. They'll have lots of free time to live this awesome life that they want, but that really comes much, much later. The journey has been hard, you know, as Masako said. I think Yolanda's also experienced it. There are challenges, there are things you have to figure out. You can't really copy and paste somebody else's model. Where you are, who you are, what you envision, and bringing that to life takes a lot. Communicating that, you know, like what Yolanda was saying about the boxes. It's these are things that everybody faces, and it's really playing a long game and persevering. I've had times where I wanted to give up and just be like, you know what, let's just go find a job. But then you say like, well, when you get back to it, what are you going to do? You're going to do the same thing anyway. You'll just be doing it for somebody else, and you'll have to play by their rules. So you just kind of have to carry on this journey and road that you're on, which allows you to put your heart into things. So that's really what it's been for me. I think what's really helped me is staying true to my vision, or keeping my vision in mind, because that end goal is what gives me the strength, the motivation. It's that constant reminder, knowing my why. And it keeps me on track. It's easy to have things that pop up that seem great, but distract you from where you're ultimately working towards. So I think that's really what my business journey has been. Just looking at, you know, not slaving away in this business, but remembering that you're trying to create a life that you love to live. So you also need to live. You need to make the time to rest, to spend time with people, to travel, to enjoy life. And which is what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. My life has been a bit chaotic, but you know, for the last 2 weeks, I've been in Nelspruit, in Joburg, in Pretoria, spending time with friends, with family, hence the not so cool background. This wasn't by choice. but the work I've been doing has allowed me to do that, to spend 3 weeks on the road visiting friends and family and spending time with them and reconnecting, you know. And you need to be clear on what it is you ultimately want. And just wanting a successful business isn't good enough. You need to, you know, dig deeper and find out what it is you really want out of life, how you want to live, who you want to be. And for me, that's been about becoming a better person, continuously learning, you know, self-development, self-improvement. It's being healthy, putting healthy practices in place. Like when Masako mentioned just what is it when what she I can't remember what she said when she was reflecting and she saw um just how far her vision board, and for me it's my journaling, that where you read back a couple of pages, and it's like, oh wow, Ghana, you were struggling with that thing. Oh wow, Ghana, you were praying for that thing. And it doesn't, when you get what you pray for, it doesn't necessarily look like how you envision or come, like a miracle that just it's this blessing. It comes in a way that you don't necessarily expect, at a time often much later than you actually wanted or hoped. And but what you want, pray for, and work for, if you keep believing and stay at it, it eventually comes to you, in some shape or form. And yeah, I think things like having vision boards to keep you focused, and having, journaling, reflecting, taking time to look back, and that is also really good. It's necessary in the journey to also, practice gratitude and be grateful for where you're at, because it's a marathon. It's a long game that you're playing. Yeah, most people who are successful reach great heights after 10 years only. So if you're thinking, what year one you're going to break even, year two you're going to be cashing it in, like maybe you should just do something else, hey. But yeah, that's my journey. I'm ready now. Now I'm ready.
Difficult thought.
um, so the what keeps me motivated when I feel like giving up, there is no motivation when I feel like giving up. If I'm being completely honest, for me, there's no motivation, or there's no outside thing that gets me like, that flips the switch somehow to make me feel like, yes, we're gonna do. No, no. Habits, I think, are the groundwork. Just it's discipline of, I committed to doing XYZ. I need to fulfill my commitment and actually show up. I'm at a friend's house, so with this call, I didn't feel so much like I wanted to join in on this call, but I committed to being here, and I committed to connecting with people and sharing who I am. It would have been much easier to cancel and chill on the couch and have talks and tea and coffee with my friend. Just like in the same way, it's much easier for a person to just chill and watch Netflix or Showmax or whatever and catch up on series or a couple of movies, instead of reading up on that research that can help you finally get that side hustle or business going. There isn't motivation for doing that stuff. You just have to actually commit and stick to your commitment, not just to people out there, but to yourself and what you said you were going to do. And I think it's taking the things you say to yourself seriously. One thing that I heard, I think the other thing that kind of motivates me, not when I feel like giving up, but just daily, is listening to other women that have succeeded. A lot of I curate my social media. So as much as I spend time on social media platforms, like I spend a lot of time on social media platforms with the nature of what I do, I make sure that the content I consume works to inspire me, works to build me up and reinforce what I'm working towards. So I follow a lot of women that are in my line of work, that are experts, that are at a higher level than what I am, that I can learn from, people who, are maybe not at a higher level, earning multi-million dollar, with multi-million dollar businesses, but women that are inspiring, that are funny, that are entertaining, that offer value with what they share, that um, put their heart in what they do, that actually care. So consuming that, being around that, seeing that, that really motivates me to add to that, because we need more people to do that so more people can be impacted. They do it in their way, and I love and respect that. And I do it in mine. And I've unfollowed, muted, and disconnected from people who make me feel any kind of negative way. So curating what I listen to, what I consume, the content I consume, be it podcasts on social, or just in person as well. So friends and family around me that are a great support system. Very, they are they've been a key role in, me staying motivated, because that friend that says, look at how far you've come, look at what you've done. It's not about the 1,000 people you hoped to connect with by the end of August, but rather the one person yesterday that um, says you really helped them show up a certain way, or get 100 people on their mailing list. Yeah, so my audience is also a big motivation. The messages that they send, the comments that they leave, I take screenshots of everything. And when I feel down, I do now tap into those screenshots and just say, these are the people I'm showing up for. If I don't feel like, recording those videos and batch creating that content or planning such and such out, these are the people that hold me accountable, that slide into my DMs and say, dude, where have you been? Like, you're supposed to be on video at like 12. um and it's that. And I think that that's the result of building a community and actually connecting with people versus just putting stuff out there and not engaging or connecting with people. So that, I think, is my motivation, along with what Masako said about just looking back and reflecting and seeing how far you've come. That you thought you wouldn't get past that hurdle 3 years ago, and you did. So there's nothing that's stopping you from getting through whatever it is that lies in front of you now.
And there's a question for you.
Yes, yes, yes. The question is, I'm a small YouTuber, so I have so much anxiety when I drop my content. I'm curious to know how you deal with the anxiety when you have to put your content out there. I think this speaks to what we kind of touched on at the start of this call, I think, with how people are going to talk anyway. I think a lot of our anxiety comes from the fear of what people are going to say, what people are going to think. Is this good enough? Are people going to like this? Like, actually tap and like it? Are people going to view it? Are people going to share it? Is this going to be a successful post? And I think realizing that that's what's got you feeling anxious is the problem, or is the first thing. So you need to start by asking yourself why you're putting this content out there. Are you looking to impress people? Are you looking to imitate somebody else and hoping to replicate their success? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is your motive? What's motivating you to put the content that you're putting out there? And that answer is what's going to help you work or get past that anxiety. Because if you're putting it out there because you have something you need to get out of you, a message you want to share, then one person hearing that message should be enough. Because you're not putting it out there for 100 people, though that is the aim, but one person hearing it, they could be truly moved by it. That could be what they need to hear at that time to save their lives, to make the change in their lives, and their lives could be transformed. It doesn't matter if 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 people see your thing and absolutely nobody does anything with it. So it's knowing why you're doing what you're doing will help you get to the root of what's causing your anxiety. And for me, because you said you're curious to know how I've dealt with my anxiety, I realized that I was scared that what are people going to think? Who am I to say that, people should do this and this and this? What if this doesn't work for them? What if, somebody comes back and says, actually, I tried this and it didn't work out. And so many things like that. But again, those are self-limiting beliefs, because the truth is I've done it for myself. I've done it for other clients. They've seen success. And there are numerous people who've come back and said that thank you so much. I referred you to A, B, C, and D, from a small business to a major multi-million rand company that so at all levels, I'm able to help people. So there's really nothing there that says that I can't do it. It's just me being scared of people judging me. And if people judge me, what is that going to change? Nothing, because one person could take something from what I've shared and actually be better. So, am I going to focus on the 10 people that are judging me who are probably sitting on their dreams and not really doing much themselves? Or am I going to focus on that one or two people who actually took what I said, listened to it, implemented it, and became better because of it? um, I feel trusting in God and what He's put inside of me, and trusting in my purpose and what I'm meant to do on this planet with my gifts and talents. I need to focus on the one or two people that are going to use what I have to offer and become better people. That's just what I choose to focus on. What you choose to focus on is what you're going to amplify in your mind. If you choose to focus on what people are saying about you behind your back, that list is endless. But if you choose to focus on what people are saying to you and how you're helping people and how what you're putting out there is impacting their lives, that will serve you better. And it takes a lot of training. Um, it takes a lot of inner work. And as much as we're looking to learn a lot, we need to also remember there's a lot we need to unlearn from what we've learned and what we've been raised with as people of color, as just as women. So yeah, I think there's also just that you need to start with what's causing that anxiety and dig a little deeper and figure out how you overcome it. The things we face aren't necessarily there to stop us, but to help us become stronger, as Masako said, so you can ascend to the next level and be equipped to handle what comes with that next level. Do's and don'ts for content. I would say be clear on why you're on whatever it is you're on. So why you're looking to create that content. So if it's content, if it's your website, if it's a blog, if it's a TikTok account, YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn, whatever it is, be clear on why you're going to create a page on that platform and why you're creating content to put out there. Just that's the solid. Again, be clear on your why. Be clear on your vision and what you want that content to ultimately help you do, build, create, get to, because that'll make things easier in finding your way there, making sure you're creating the right type of content to help you reach your objectives. Okay. And then the second do would be being strategic and offering value with the content that you're putting out there. And it doesn't have to be educating, teaching, or as serious as what I do, maybe, but you could educate, but you could entertain people. You could encourage people. It's not always motivational quotes, but simply sharing your story, sharing your journey, sharing how you do things, what you did to overcome a certain hurdle you experienced. So whatever content you share, you need to be strategic by so if you want to position yourself as a beauty expert or as someone who's knowledgeable in beauty, say, you need to share content that shows that helps people with their beauty problems or their skincare problems. You need to share your knowledge and expertise with people. You need to be a source of information, valuable information, insights that can help them with whatever problems, pain points, entertaining beauty tutorials, help them in some way. So you need to offer value with your content. Okay. This can be in fashion, in travel, in beauty, in food, in business, whatever it is. And then I think the third one would be just being yourself. Okay. It's hard enough plucking up the courage to show up in front of people. You don't want to make it harder for yourself by pretending to be someone you're not. The easiest way to flow and show up and stay consistent and make showing up easier for yourself is by being yourself, by sharing your personality, those corny jokes that you might have, your whatever it is, your nuances, who you are, share that with people. Share who you are with people. You don't have to share your whole life with people, but inject your personality and who you are into whatever it is you're doing and the content that you're creating. If you're silly, be silly. If you're a bit of a nerd, then show that side of yourself. Don't try to be somebody you're not. That's the first don't. Don't try to be someone you're not. You're created unique, all that stuff. So just honor who you were created to be by being who you are. And I would also say don't overcommit. There are a lot of people out there that say you need to post 3 times a day. You need to be on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and do all these many, many things. And it's harder to be consistent for a long time if you've overcommitted yourself and stretched yourself too thin. So don't make the mistake of overcommitting. Make sure you can cast your net wide and see which platforms work best for you and the people you're looking to attract. Then find 1 or 2 that work best for you and the people you're looking to connect with, and focus your efforts on those platforms, especially when you're starting out and you're small and you have limited resources. I think the mistake we make is thinking that we can do it all and taking on too much, especially if you're a one-man show. If there's just 2 of you, you're better off using or narrowing your efforts, doing fewer things and putting in more and offering more value, putting in more time into offering better quality content and showing up more consistently or in a more meaningful way, versus just trying to be everywhere and trying to be everything to everyone. Yeah. So those are my do's and don'ts. Well, I think how the ladies have summed it up is amazingly. Yeah. So I would simply like to add that be clear on what makes you different. What you're offering might not be new, but who you are and how you envision what you're looking to offer is possibly what makes what you're doing unique. And I think you need to make clear to people what it is that's different about what you're doing. So the first thing is finding your key differentiator, okay? And the next thing I would say, make sure that there's actually a market for what you're looking to put out there. So you might have sound equipment, and hiring that out could be a great business opportunity or a great business idea. But how many other people are doing the same thing you're doing? And what is it that you're going to do that'll be different from everybody else? Your differentiator will help position you and help you stand out in the market, but you need to know just how much of that market is out there. How many people are actually looking to hire out that sound equipment and how often? Because you need to know that there is a viable gap and space in the market that will allow you to be successful, establish your business and scale it in the long run. I think your passion, what you love, is a great thing that'll guide you. So try not to look too much at what other people are doing, but rather look within yourself, look to improve yourself and become a better version of yourself. And also help others become better. I really loved how Yolanda was sharing just, her dolls and the just what we didn't grow up with. Dolls that looked like us, that dressed like us, that had hair like us. I think the hair one was the biggest one because they might have had different shades, but they all had super straight Barbie hair, which made us dislike our curls and natural voluminous hair. So look at things like that and don't be scared to inject your personality into things and to be different. For a long time, I didn't want to be different. I didn't want to stand out. And I think a lot of people struggle with that, but it's important to stay true to who you are. Being authentic is a message we've heard consistently. Um, persevering, staying true to your voice, putting yourself out there, highlighting the value of what you're offering to people is also important so that they know what's in it for them. If you're looking to sell something, that's the best way to sell, to make sure that the people that see your products clearly and instantly know what they will gain from purchasing, because we buy stuff for our own personal needs and benefits. Um, yeah, I'm Tokelo Motsepe. As you can see my name there. And that's my handle on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Just type that in there and look for the Go with the Afro, or it's the black and white picture with the Go with the Fro, basically. But I'm mostly active on Instagram. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about content creation, online business building, building your presence online, all of that good stuff, that's where you'll find me. I'm always there dishing out the goods. Don't hold back at all. And I'm hoping to hear from you, Yolanda, booking a discovery call so I can help you with your business and anybody else that is watching.